Here's what you missed on Phathead and Cande in the morning. Weekdays 6 to 10 a.m. on My Country 96.1.
My Country 96.1 Phathead Cande Roth. She is out today, back tomorrow. Extra planned vacation day for a big weekend that she had. Looking forward to hearing all about it. We'll get into a lot of weekend topics when she returns tomorrow. Today, we'll get up to 60. It's cool if you haven't left the house yet. Look, if you got kids or you have a typical job, I'm hoping you're listening to us on the road. But if you have not left the house yet today, a little sweatshirt, something, jacket, you're definitely going to need it. We're going to spend most of the day in the 50s. We will hit 60 at some point, and sunshine, a nice, crisp fall day for your Monday, October 23rd. And we still have a bunch of stuff to get to, including this story. What would you do if you were away, you're on vacation, you come home, and your house is demolished? Well, something like that happened, sort of, to a woman in Georgia named Susan Hodgson. She says while she was away on vacation, a company called You Call It, We Haul It demolished a house that she owned, and she only heard about it when her neighbor called her to let her know what was going on. The neighbor confronted the workers. By the way, there is a second part to this story, so stand by for that. The neighbor confronted the workers, and the workers supposedly got nasty with the neighbor, so Susan sent a family member over to check their permit, right? So the neighbor calls Susan. Susan's like, what do you mean they're demolishing my house? Susan sends a family member over to check their permit, and that's when the company realized they had the wrong address. So what does the company do? They just drove off, leaving the house in total rubble. Here's the other part of the story. Not that it makes it all right. Nobody was living in the house when it was destroyed. Susan says it's a property she owns that's been in her family for a long time. It's been boarded up for more than 15 years. Now, she does say she keeps the grounds maintained and the taxes are paid. She says it wasn't abandoned. It was boarded up. No one was in it. And she definitely did not want it torn down. But I can see, reading that I could see how maybe the workers got the wrong address. Again, you got to check the permit, make sure you got the right address. I'm with Susan on this one. I get it. But, you roll down the street here. Oh, here's the boarded up house. It's kind of 50-50. Mistakes happen, right? It's a bad mistake. But nobody was in it. 15 years sitting there, abandoned, boarded up. The company, in my mind, the company's got to make good. Somehow, Susan has to be reimbursed something for the property value, whatever it may be, for the building of a house that size. The company told the local news they're investigating how it happened, and they're working to resolve the mishap. The family hasn't heard anything yet. We'll see. I would assume at the minimum, a company called You Call It, We Haul It could at least haul the mess away that they made, which was wrong. That would probably be a good idea. So this goes on. We'll see how it gets resolved. National days today for your Monday, October 23rd. It is National Horror Movie Day. No thank you. Not a fan. National Boston Cream Pie Day. Sure, why not? This one's interesting. It is Swallows Depart from San Juan Capistrano Day today. On or around the day of San Juan, October 23rd, the swallows, the famous cliff swallows of San Juan Capistrano, head for their winter vacation 6,000 miles south in Argentina. Each year they return on or about March 19th. Their migration has been marked for generations, and people go there around October 23rd every day with cameras and video cameras to mark the swallows leaving San Juan Capistrano. It's pretty interesting if you haven't seen it. It is National Mole Day, and not the animal. I'm going to save you the pain on this one. This is a math thing having to do with Avogadro's number, which is, get this is the formula, 6.02 times 1023. It is the defining number of particles in 1 mole of a substance. That's as deep as I'm getting, but it is celebrated at 6:02 on the date 1023, in case you were wondering what National Mole Day was. It's also National TV Talk Show Host Day, and it is iPod Day. This day in 2001, the iPod was introduced by Apple, and it eventually went on sale November 10th, 2001 for $399, which at this point is an absolute bargain for any piece of technology, as we know. Some good news to round out your morning. Some guy got arrested for trying to climb the Eiffel Tower Thursday. An eyewitness said he had a sign that read, "Free Billie Eilish." Firefighters helped him down. He wasn't hurt. His stunt ended up leading to a surprise proposal. All the stairwells were shut down while they dealt with the climber, so a bunch of tourists were stuck at the top. One of them was a guy from D.C. named Amir Khan, who was with his girlfriend. He'd been planning to propose later that night, but figured since he was stuck at the top of the Eiffel Tower, it was meant to be, and she said yes. Another story for you. 2 former strangers in Arizona. They're planning to have Thanksgiving together again this year. Do you remember the story? Back in 2016, it's been 7 years already, Wanda Denches, a famous story, and you've probably seen it online. She tried to text her grandson, but ended up inviting a random high school kid named Jamal Hinton over for Thanksgiving. This is 7 years ago. And this will now be their 8th Thanksgiving in a row together. I love that. A 3-year-old girl named Journey is now the youngest person to visit all 63 national parks. Started after her parents took her to Yosemite when she was just 6 months old. Sounds exhausting, by the way. And a woman in Rhode Island hit the lottery for $87,000 by using the last 4 digits in the lottery headquarters phone number, 6500. She says whenever she gets a feeling about a set of numbers, she plays them. It's worked before. She says she won $20,000 about a month ago. There you go. Show is finished. Cande returns tomorrow. I am here till noon. A lot of music for you coming up. Thanks to Ryan and Amanda, our great producers. Couldn't do it without them. Have a great Monday. Looking at 60 for the high. Sunshine, crisp, cool. We spend most of the day in the 50s. Enjoy it. Let's hit the roads. My Country 96.1.
Phathead and Cande in the morning, weekdays 6 to 10 a.m. on My Country 96.1.